Hey mom, what's new?
Nothing.
Let me take a look. Not interesting as usual. Ah, hmm, that's an interesting article. Have you ever heard about the disappearing languages?
No?
As the majority of us. Nobody, absolutely nobody, takes notice of his own language, language he speaks daily, especially if it's native. However, what would happen if you forgot it? A lot of people have problems with learning new languages. However, in the nearest future, humans are better to start retaining existing languages rather than learning new ones. Strategy asserts that from 50 to 90% of languages are predicted to disappear by the next century. Even though that this kind of issue of the disappearing languages might be equated to the local level, I'm still assured that the current problem once will definitely affect the whole planet. But this once may cause the biggest cultural crisis
Hello everyone,
ever.
my name is Daniel Litish and today I'm going to present to you my essay with a topic: language is vanishing, a story to tell, or a real problem. So let's begin. Today's agenda will cover background information, solution number 1, local language studying, number 2, language family system, number 3, being competitive, conclusion, in addition question sentences, and references in the end. In the near 3 decades, English, Chinese, and Spanish will become dominant, and there will be no choice but to learn them, reports Queen. At this point, everyone should take much more attention to our native language, otherwise we will be bereaved by the totality of achievements of mankind in industrial, social, and spiritual terms. Despite the fact that wars, diseases, starvation, and globalization still have an important role in the play, there are some mistakes made by local government and administrative powers. Firstly, the problem could be solved on the state level. The local language has to get an advantage over others and get the list of privileges. It has to get state and official status as well, which means that it gets the highest legal status and legally enshrined in cases established by law in comparison with other languages in the given territory. It does not only mean that language should be taught at schools, at universities, it also means that government should be interested in the foundation and sponsorship of local programs of language studying. This kind of studying should be absolutely novel, catching, and effective. Otherwise, people will not be given incentives to visit such classes. Conversely, the high attendance level will definitely lead to great results. As a suggestion, I may put forward studying not only language but history, traditions, and culture of the nation as well, and start teaching people storytelling in their native language. On the other hand, looking for sponsors can also turn out as an issue, because foreign investors may estimate this project as non-expedient. Additionally, not every state has enough possibilities to realize the program, reckoning to its own resources. The second solution is mainly based on the language family system. and united languages within this system. A language family is a set of languages deriving from a common ancestor or parent. Those languages have some peculiarities in common. It would be a nice try if a language with a limited number of native speakers merged with other or others in the same branch. Undoubtedly, representatives of the group have to sacrifice some parts of their own language and give a role to another one. Nevertheless, this outcome is much better than dying or disappearing one by one. For instance, in Romance branch, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian could be united, although languages have similar phonetics and other language aspects. Moreover, Portuguese and Italian will not have a chance to compete with Spanish in the future. As well as those countries accepted this plan, they may develop it and touch on economic, political, technological, historical, and even environmental setups. Nationals shall desire and accept these changes, so that plebiscites have to be held. The second major point mainly concerns diplomatic negotiations among states, which may cause deadlock. Finally, we come up with solution number 3. To retain language, it has to be competitive with others. Technological change is accelerating speed and could create a world we can barely begin to imagine, said Butler. It should be noted that civilization development directly depends on technological progress. England expanded vast territories in the 19th century because of new weaponry usage, cannons and muskets, and made the biggest part of the world speak English. These days, there are no many wars overland, but mainly in cybernetic era and cybernetic space and science race. New terms are appearing daily. However, a language that does not comprise them into its own bulk becomes uncompetitive. Furthermore, it demands familiarity with the topic to apply something new, something special, something that only representatives of that exact culture wits. That is effective and easiest way to save languages. The state only needs professional linguists to make people familiar with new terms. If the state is developing and cannot afford these requirements, international organizations such as UNESCO must take the matter onto their own jurisdiction. At least that is their direct duty and obligation according to Sustainable Development Goals defined in Agenda 2030. That is why this solution is the best in the list. To sum up, this problem of disappearing languages becomes more significant day by day. As each 2 weeks a language disappears, it will lead to cultural and maybe even economic crisis. However, developed solutions can mitigate problem consequences and eliminate its prerequisites. Opening local cultural centers will make people interested in the nation's identity and inspire them to learn native language. Merging languages according to language family system will have similar languages, will save similar languages from extinction and may help create an economically and politically stable areas. Eventually, making language modern in terms of rivalry will appraise technological field in the state. Moreover, all the essential stuff has to be provided by international organizations. Thus, the earlier solutions are implemented, the better results could be achieved and more languages will be saved. Everyone has to start caring about his native language. That is our mutual duty. It is the great worth and an integral part of the important legacy left us by ancestors to preserve and sustain. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. See you soon. Goodbye.